Hey guys, so this is my round 14 live confessional, my first live with Nicole. So last round, got Devin out of here. Mr. Middleman himself. um, Basically, competition. We had a live competition, and then we had a vote right after. It was like neck and neck between Ben and Eddie, so close that the production had to actually go review what happened, and Eddie came out on top. Um, and it was so many plans going around yesterday. It was either going to be Patrick, myself, um, Devin, Eddie, whoever didn't win, basically. And of course, Ben was like number one target, but I was trying, being the loyal person that I am, to get the target off of Ben. Um, and basically, we got Devin to get out of here. I received two votes, which I figured I was going to receive at least one. But Patrick decided to side with Devin and said that I was the biggest threat out of all three. Because yes, Eddie and Ben are good, but I have one thing that they're missing, which is social, which I don't really think is going to matter because I don't think we have a jury. So me being as social as I am, don't think it's going to matter, especially when I've rubbed half of the jury, if there was a jury, kind of wrong. So in that case, Ben will probably still be the best candidate to win. And basically, so after competition, we voted, got Devin out of there. Then we had another competition. Eddie won the fuck again. So Eddie's in final three. And now tonight we have to fucking scramble to figure out who's going to go. And right now, everything is pointing to Ben, and it sucks. Ben has literally been with me since round three. He helped me get out of that whole Billy vote. If it wasn't for Billy, if it wasn't for Ben, Billy would still be here. Or I mean, well, would have made it past me, and I wouldn't be here. I would have been gone round three. Ben literally helped me um, with that. And, oh, let's rewind real quick. Ben had a fucking shield last night, bitch. Ben pulled out a shield to protect himself out of nowhere. Didn't even know the man had the shield. He's been holding on it since he's been holding on to it since round one. Round one. We are now in round 14. 14. 10 4. And he just pulls it out of nowhere when you can't use it no more. And for a second, I thought I was going to go and I was about to use my nullifier. But then it made Ben think he can't trust me. And yeah, so I'm glad I didn't use it because it wasn't even no need to use it. Even if I did use it last night and like I was going home, like it was nothing I really could have fucking did. But yeah, but Ben, he told me like if you didn't, if JG and them didn't flip on that third round vote, I was going to use the shield on you that time. But now I'm thinking, like, I don't know if he was just telling me that just to tell me that, or if he was really going to use it. Because like in round three, like you use your shield on me, like you barely even know me or whatever. You could have used that down the line with other allies. So that could have just been a way to just be like, just trust me, like I was going to use it on you regardless. But regardless of what, Ben's been sticking with me. But Ben is also my biggest competition besides Eddie. Um, so now it's like I'm just in a space of what should I do because it's basically going to be me, Patrick, or Ben tonight. So the smart game player in me is telling me that I need to eliminate Ben, even though he's my ride or die. He's probably the biggest competition I have, and yes, I am about loyalty, and I would love to go to the end with him. And my ride or die, me and him made it to the end, but he could possibly more than likely beat me at the end. If he was at the jury at the end, more than likely he would still beat me because Ben hasn't rubbed anybody the wrong way. Everybody loves Ben. He played a flawless game. Didn't have no votes on him until it was the final six. So it's like Ben is like the perfect candidate to win. So why would I take like the blueprint for Ascendance season 2 and take him to the end. I don't think that that's the smartest decision for me. It's gonna hurt so bad to cut him. I'm lying to him like at this very moment right now, and it hurts. Like I don't even know how to even speak to him because I know that I'm gonna vote him out tonight. I know the other two are gonna vote him out tonight. Um, but that's the least of my worries right now because it's gonna happen. It has to happen. It's the smartest decision. I'm not gonna be no dumb bitch and take the biggest threat in the game with me to the end. Um, Now it's about once I get to that final three, do I can do I continue to stop being loyal to like Eddie? Like I've already cut my first number one ally. Should I cut Eddie too? If he doesn't win and take Patrick, because Patrick is a shoe in to beat. Um, but Eddie has also been loyal to me. He could have damn sure cut me yesterday, and he didn't. So just a lot of thoughts going on through my head right now, guys. I don't really know what to do as far as once I get to the final three because I want to trust Eddie so much. Um, but he's like right behind Ben. Like he literally won 2 competitions back to back. Actually, 3 competitions back to back. Like he won the memory competition at first, the before, and then he won the live elimination, and then he won the one right after the live elimination. So it's like Eddie's a beast right now. So it's like, do I want to sit next to that at the final two as well? If it's like challenge versus challenge, I know that Eddie's a challenge beast. Like he creates these challenges for his games. So it may be smart to really get to the end with Patrick, but I will be so pissed off if I get to the end with Patrick and fucking he wins. And it's 2 fucking Farley brothers back to back, season 1 and season 2. I'm just so. I just want to get to the final 2 at this point. And I'm trying to figure out who the best person is to get to the final 2 with. But right now, I'm feeling really fucking sad because I have to cut Ben tonight. He's like even messaging me right now, trying to get me to convince Eddie that we will be the strongest final 3, which we would. We will be the 3 that have been playing the game probably the hardest in the final 3. But I don't think it's smart to have 2 comp beasts right next to me. I can easily be knocked the fuck out. So Ben has to go, and then after that, I don't really know. I want to take Eddie, but I want to take Patrick, and I have 2 good reasons to take both of them or stick with both of them. Once I get into that final 3, my main goal is to get guaranteed final 2. Because if I get guaranteed final 2, I can make my decision. I don't have to worry about somebody else making my decision for me. So that's where we at right now in round 14. Take it away, Nicole.
I'm going to walk you back a little bit and say Eddie doesn't win at live night. Is Eddie still safe?
Yes. Devin would have had to go. Devin was even like seeing you guys' like messages to Devin, like going like his goodbye messages. Like Devin was the perfect middleman. Like Devin, I seen it. I seen Devin like pivoting his way back and forth, and everybody needed Devin. So like he had to go because if he didn't go, I would have been a target still. So I would have kept Eddie if he didn't win live night still.
And I think that's the struggle with Devin's game. So he might be someone good to sit next to if he's pissed off a lot of people in the jury. He might be a good person to take at the end if he can't win any comps and it's a comp-based threat. He even said if it's a fan favorite, he's not going to win. But
see, everybody realized that. So everybody was trying to take Devin. Patrick wanted to take Devin. I'm sure, even though Ben said he wanted to take me, Ben would have took Devin, and I knew that Eddie wanted to take Devin. As much as he said he didn't trust him, I just knew he did. So he was a perfect candidate for everybody to take to the end. So why not clip him? I had to make sure he was clipped, even though I wanted to take him to the end, but I had to make sure he was clipped because I wanted to eliminate that variable.
So step forward just a little bit. Eddie doesn't win the second challenge last night. Is Eddie safe right now?
That would have had to do that would have came down to Patrick, honestly.
So you and Ben would have probably voted him out.
Yeah, because I know Ben probably would have went for him. So I would have probably just tried to side with Ben. Because at the end of the day, Ben or Eddie are going to be my biggest competition. So I can't have both of them here. So either Ben was going to take out Eddie or Eddie was going to take out Ben. Just so happens that Eddie won two competitions back to back, and I can't really stop him. So he won over Ben basically.
Okay, so now we're at 4. Where do you think all the votes are going to lie tonight?
I'm hoping everything lands on Ben. This I legit feel so bad about doing this to this guy. Like legit throwing Ben like to the wolves, and I feel horrible about it. But I'm hoping everything lands on Ben because like I gotta think about my game. Like if it's not Ben, it's me. Period. I don't think that Patrick's even in the running for going home tonight. I think if it's not Ben, it's me. And I can't lay down on a knife for Ben. I can't. I'm this close. I gotta keep going.
So all the power is gone. All the uncertainty is gone. If you are sitting at a final 3 tonight, how would that affect your game? Instead of final 2, what if this game's a final 3?
Curveballs. Jesus, Nicole, thanks. I don't. If it's a final 3, I think that sitting with Patrick and Eddie is the smart thing to do because I will be one of the stronger out of the 3. It would be me and Eddie against me and Eddie. I guess we're game wise. This game, we're the strongest compared to Patrick. Meanwhile, if I went to the final 3 with Ben and Eddie, I will beat Patrick in that situation. I will be the weakest, I feel like, because maybe because they have challenges, they're challenge threats, and I'm more of a social threat, and I know that. So I don't think that I would really stand a chance with those two at the end. So I think if it's a final 3, I would stand more of a chance with with Patrick and Eddie, because I honestly do feel like it's going to be a challenge based ending. Just looking at the schedule, I think it's going to be based on challenges and how good you are in challenges. Like as you guys kept telling us all through the season, there's been a combination of Survivor, Big Brother, and the challenge. I think that we have gone through 2 of those, Big Brother and Survivor. I don't think necessarily Survivor style was necessarily the HOH and veto style. I think it was certain competitions and certain ways that things were maneuvered. But I think the ending is going to be a challenge. And I would rather sit next to one comp beast than 2.
So whether it's a final 2 or a final 3, if it is a jury, is there anyone that has any guaranteed votes in your mind?
Ben and Eddie. Um, Eddie didn't really ruff too many feathers besides Austin. Um, Other than that, I think Eddie has a respect of most of the jury. There's a jury. And Ben probably didn't ruffle anybody's feathers, even when it came to like the whole Austin JG thing. He was never really in the mix of that. So those 2 are guaranteed votes, I believe.
Who are they guaranteed those votes from?
I think Ben could probably get the jury, period. Like I said, he didn't ruffle any feathers. He was always Mr. Nice Guy. He had a really good, solid game. He was never really a target until JG noticed him. And with Eddie, also think he can get most of the jury because he didn't really ruffle any feathers. He kind of, except for with Austin and JG, everybody else, Eddie, pretty much that can be considered jury, starting from Emily on down. They've all been his allies. They've all worked with him. They've all trusted him in some sense. So if there's a jury, I think that I'm in trouble, unless I mean Patrick. I don't really think that too many people will see Patrick's game as a good one. He kind of just laid low. Meanwhile, I had to fight. I think my story will be better compared to Patrick's story if there's a jury instead of Eddie and Ben's. They kind of have like this whole like not being a bad person in the game and really just working with people. Meanwhile, I've started mess. I've said names. I've played hard. I've been super strategic. I've been boisterous. I've been all over this game. So if there's a jury, I think I should take Patrick. And even if there's a challenge at the challenges at the end, I still think I should take Patrick. Like at the end of the day, I think Patrick is the best bet for me to take to the end.
I'm going to piggyback off that. I've been asking people this all season. I haven't been able to ask you. How did this open format affect your strategy and social game? And not just we're all in one chat like in Big Brother and you can talk to everybody, but all of the eliminations are live. All of the eliminations are on the Facebook page. Even when people are going home, they're still reacting and seeing everything that goes down at elimination. How did that affect your strategy, especially since you're a vocal player?
It affected it a lot, actually. At first it didn't, and I would comment on a lot of stuff, like when people went home or when people said stuff under our pictures and this and that. But then it just started to make me pay attention. Don't comment on everything. Pay attention. Like that's how I got the whole Slither squad with Devin. I just started to notice that they kept calling him Slithers and Snake Slither and Slytherin and like so it's just like it helped honestly. The open format helped a lot. I love that we were able to crosstalk in the beginning like One World Survivor. I love that each round was a different Ludus because it helped us work with people that we didn't mainly work with. If I was never on that Ludus with Billy and JG and Ben and all of those ones who wanted to vote me out that round, my game probably would have been totally different. So it helped. It helped a lot. It helped me pay attention. It helped me strategize a little bit better on commenting on exit videos and exit posts and um yeah, it really helped me. It helped my strategy a little bit more. And think about just being so boisterous all the time. So I really enjoyed the open format, even though it scares the shit out of me because every round you never know really what's going to happen. But that's the fun part.
And I think the final question I have, and this is also a selfish question since I created the format, what will you take from this game into other games? How did this make you a better player, or maybe it didn't?
I think Ascendance, so far where we're at, has taught me because I've been playing games for about a year and a half now. I think this is probably the most strategic I have been in a game because of the format. Usually it's either Survivor format or Big Brother format. Because this format was so open, it made me actually strategize. Like, yeah, it really made me strategize. Like, me a year ago, or me even a couple months ago in a game, hands down, me and Ben to the end would have went. Nothing that anybody could tell me. Like now, I had to really strategize, like, and really look. Like last night, Ben holding off on that shield for so long made me realize that he's great. He's a great fucking player. He held off on something like that for the whole season. I can't go with him. Like that at a jury, that is looked at as flawless. Nobody even thought Ben ever had that shield. We all thought it was JG and Austin, and he kept it so wrapped up so well. It just made this game made me really look at people, and because everybody was out in the open. It was everything. Even when people tried to hide, like even when like Devin would say, "I'm not talking to anybody. I don't get any information." You're lying. I know this because it's so open that I know that you are. You have no choice but to talk to people. So it made this format really made me strategize in a way I've never strategized before. And it will honestly probably help me in future games just being strategic. I don't think I've ever seriously been strategic like this. I'm always thinking with my heart, and thinking really impulsive. And even though I did have some impulsive moments in this game, I think that like I really thought about my moves before I actually did them. Um, so yeah, the strategy of this game was flawless. And I think everybody had no choice but to seriously strategize. Like for Austin and JG to get out of those votes over and over and over again, like you had to strategize. You had to figure out some way to get out of being in fire. So yeah, strategy. This game is definitely a strategic beast of a game.
I will echo that I played with you 7 months ago, and you really, my strategy working with you was to use your emotions against you. Um, Literally, the Gen vote was, we know Rocky's going to be upset. We can play off that, wait right till before vote and get the vote to flip. And I've really seen your game grow a lot in this game. I've been really impressed. So I'm glad you're seeing it too. Really, when I cast you, I really thought you were going to be that emotional whirlwind that was going to just flip votes, flip votes, flip votes. And I saw a concerted effort by you to rein yourself in. So I think you're spot on, and
You know, I
good
did.
job.
I did have some moments where I let my emotions get to me, and I really had to think about those moments, like me going off on Austin, and like when Emily left, like I could have just left that alone. I could have never. I should have just like, you know what, good move, you guys. I could have just left it alone. But me, like, or even when I joined in I joined in with Jess and we attacked Austin, like. Those things aren't needed. Sometimes they are, like if somebody's like really attacking me, but I could have like let some of those things go because it put a huge target on my back when I'm extra emotional. And I know in my real life I'm super emotional, which I'm working on personally. Because you can't let everything just a lot of things you can't let bring you to an emotional point. You just gotta let a lot of shit ride, and especially in these games, you have to let shit ride sometimes in order to get yourself to the next round. And like I knew once I had like that blow up moment and I was being messy, like that's why I needed to pull back. I was like, you're being old Rocky again. You're being messy as fuck, and you're being super paranoid and super abrasive, and you need to just die, like pull it back a little bit and think. And like what really helped me is I have a friend. I call him my Sandra, because he is like a guru in these games. He hasn't played in a while, but after every round, I would call him, and we would have like in-depth conversations about what's going on. He knows everybody's name. He knows production. It's like he's basically in this fucking game. But he told me like you have to like really stop spazzing out because I played a game with him before, and he knows how I'm a super emotional person. And he told me that he said, people use your emotions in games to take control of you. And that's probably what like it snapped me out of my. I was like, that is really true. I'm sure because I do that to people. Like Allie. I knew Allie's a super emotional person. I knew if I would have got to her this season, I would have used Allie's emotions against her to make her feel bad, to make her vote with me. So I know people do that to me, and this game really made me look at that. And I don't think that I'll ever be the sporadic emotional player that I was again. So thank you, Ascendants.
Well, thank you for playing, and let the person in retirement know the applications are going to drop Thursday. Okay. Anything to wrap up the end of the confessional?
Ben, if you go home tonight, this is round 14, you see this, just know that I love you, man. I'm super sorry that I had to vote for you. I will be telling you ahead of time before it happens because that's just the person that I am. And just know that it's not personal. It's just that for once in a game, I'm truly thinking about self and getting to the end. And I'm getting really emotional because you really gain friends in these games sometimes. You don't really think that you will. And you've been nothing but a genuine person to me. We connect on so many different levels. And I just apologize that I have to make your first game a memory you're probably never going to forget. Your final two cut you a final four. Um, but this is what happens, Ben. So welcome to the org community.
And it's hard to get the final four in a regular org, let alone ascendant. So congratulations, and I'll see you tonight.
All right, babe. Talk to you later.